को एथिकल, सोशल और पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज पर केयरफुल और कंसीडरेट तरीके से आर्गुमेंट्स प्रेजेंट करने का प्लेटफॉर्म देता है। अपने आप में यूनिक और अलग तरह के कंपटीशन का कॉन्सेप्ट सबसे पहले मिसेस वीना नरावने, प्रेसिडेंट आर्मी वाइव्स वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन द्वारा लाया गया। इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मिसेस ईना जोशी, रीजनल प्रेसिडेंट आवा नदन कमांड ने नदन कमांड इंटर आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल्स एथिक्स बोल आयोजित करने की पहल की। As we all know that man's heart and soul always lies in children, इसलिए नदन कमांड के स्टूडेंट्स के कॉन्फिडेंस और थॉट प्रोसेस को उभारने के लिए मैम ने ये इनिशिएटिव लिया। So, in order to motivate and convey best wishes to students, ma'am has framed a beautiful message. तो आइए सुनते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को हर चुनौती का सामना करने की प्रेरणा देता हुआ मिसेस ईना जोशी, रीजनल प्रेसिडेंट आवा नदन कमांड का ये संदेश।
जीत और हार आपकी सोच पर निर्भर करती है। मान लो तो हार होगी और ठान लो तो जीत होगी। मैं ईना जोशी, रीजनल प्रेसिडेंट नर्दन कमांड, आप सबको बधाई देना चाहती हूँ। आप सब ने इस कंपटीशन के लिए बहुत मेहनत की है। एथिक बाउल कंपटीशन के लिए अ वेरी बिग थैंक यू टू मिसेस जया अग्रवाल एंड प्रिंसिपल एपीएस धार रोड मिसेस ज्योति बडियाल एंड अ फुल टीम। पूरा नर्दन कमांड की बेस्ट विशेस एंड ब्लेसिंग्स आप सबके साथ हैं। हमें पता है आप सब पूरे जोश में हैं और होना भी चाहिए। खोल दे पंख मेरे कहता है परिंदा, अभी और उड़ान बाकी है। जमीन नहीं है मंजिल मेरी, अभी पूरा आसमान बाकी है। तो बच्चों, पूरे जोश से इस कंपटीशन में भाग लो। 100% अपना दो। रिजल्ट की टेंशन नहीं लेनी, बस अपना 100% दीजिए। प्रूव योरसेल्फ टू योरसेल्फ, नॉट टू अदर्स। अब मैं बोलूंगी हाउस द जोश, आप सब ने कहना है हाय मैम। ओके? हाउस द जोश,
हाय मैम,
हाउस द जोश,
हाय मैम,
हाउस द जोश।
हाय मैम।
थैंक यू एंड जय हिंद।
I feel extremely privileged to honor our chief guest, Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, उत्तम युद्ध सेवा मेडल, अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, वीर चक्र, सेना मेडल, AD Camp, GOCNC, Nadan Command. Out of his immense love for children, General Joshi has graciously consented to be the part of this mega event.
Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen, dear children, and a very good morning to all of you. Today, I really feel very honored and privileged to connect to all the children present here and those who are online, the young boys and girls of the Army School of Northern Command. I am confident that the Ethics Bowl event today will help our children develop multiple perspectives on real life ethical issues. So we look forward to a more collaborative and not so much a competitive exercise. My best wishes to all the participants, and I sincerely hope that we are able to encourage more and more students to participate in such events in the future. I also want to convey my thanks and best wishes to all the principals, the teachers, and the organizing team who have worked hard and contributed immensely, put in the best towards this event. With these words, I declare the Ethics Bowl 2021 event open. Thank you. Jai Hind.
सरस्वती महाभद्रा महामाया वरप्रदा श्रीप्रदा पद्मनिलया पद्माक्षी पद्मभक्तका शिवानुजा पुस्तकभृत् ज्ञानमुद्रा रमापरा कामरूपा महाविद्या महाघातकनाशिनी भारत हमको जानने प्यारा है सबसे न्यारा गुलिस्ता हमारा है सदियों से भारत भूमि दुनिया की शान है भारत माँ की रक्षा में जीवन कुर्बान है भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है
आजाद हिंदुस्तान के तले आजादी वाले नीले आसमान के तले जाओ
the successful Panchayati Raj elections that happened in the valley, ma'am, that is one fact that proves that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are coming together. They have someone to consult to, they have someone to talk to, and someone to bring up their issues to. In fact, the army is trying to gain the trust of the citizens, and honestly, even though they are big steps, the society won't change overnight.
Let's not forget that the government and the Indian Army is doing every single thing, is taking every single measure to gain and to win the trust of the people in the valley. Why? Let's not forget the 2014 flood. Who saved these Kashmiris was the Indian Army. During the COVID times, who provided them relief was Indian Army. Who provided them vaccine was Indian Army.
Right. Okay. According to the case study, what kind of unethical situation persists in India?
Children are like toys. If you break them, you can't fix them. Childhood memory stays forever. And if they are bad memories, they affect children physically, mentally, emotionally, and morally.
So what can be done for those kids who are struggling every day?
There's a very much lack of education. The children don't even know what basic rights they have over there.
Ethics Bowl is interesting because it gives every participant to present his or her ethics views. But the most striking feature and fascinating feature about Ethics Bowl is, you may be right, but I'm not wrong either.
Can we set a goal for abolishing dowry completely?
This system is not only the disrespect of our Indian culture, but also the pure and holy relationship of marriage.
We are never the first one. Like our army, they literally sacrifice their lives, and as a result, what we do, we literally we do stone pelting, which is definitely not justified.
We all have heard a saying that the lie spoken for good cause is not a lie. Do you think this saying can be applied in this case?
It is important for parents to know that implying your thoughts, your aspirations on your children is not what you call parenting. Children should not be burdened with making their parents happy, sad, or angry.
Indeed, truth is always morally correct, always. But this age gap between Tariq and his family is the biggest barrier, which will not let his parents understand that Tariq is just drinking on weekends.
Don't you think that the Tariq is just being selfish? That he wants to keep his relationship with his parents when he needs their help and needs their financial support, and then he's cutting them off when he doesn't need them. So think over it.
Like parents are very much insecure about sending the child outside for studies just after like 12th. So how can we overcome this insecurity of the parents?
In fact, I understand that a parent would be insecure and protective, but why? Because they care for their child, they love their child, and the amount of love they have, the care they have, it clearly implies that they're willing enough to let him go abroad and study.
So, after analyzing this case study, we do believe that letting Vinita cheat is not an option.
If a friend is injured and you have to skip a red light, then would you care about rules? No, never.
It is under my duty that I treat everyone equally. Whether it's the students or whether it's my own son, it's up to me to treat them equally, right? There should be no discrimination based on, no one should ever get an advantage in this case.
So, as the role of a father, he should teach his child to go in a right path. He should tell him what is correct for him. Maybe working hard for his exam, maybe he can pass exams.
Sir, as you mentioned in your argument that the kid is good at sports and other subjects, you mentioned that you would talk to your son and let him decide. So do you really think the kid would rather fail than be ethical? As it is human tendency to try and cut corners. And as his parents, don't you have the
keeping morality, as you all have said about that, and legality aspect as well, legal aspects, both aspects in your mind, what suggestion would you give to the government, to the authorities, to the legislature, so that such kind of incidents can be controlled or checked?
I personally believe that what we can do is that we can make sure that the traffic rules are properly followed. Also, honest cops should be there.
If you judge people, you have no time to love them. To talk more politically and philosophically, the preamble of our Indian Constitution says that we have to ensure three main basic rights: equality, fraternity, and liberty to every citizen, regardless of anything, whether gender or any social background. And no person has the liberty.
How far can the supervisor accept racial behavior of the patient, keeping in view his ailing health and treatment?
The supervisor should send or convince the second aid, as Mr. X's health is deteriorating and he won't survive for long.
Sometimes the person whom we are commenting, they get under depression. Many a times it is seen that some suicidal cases are also reported. The people who get depressed by such awful comments, they often lead their life in a very misleading way.
Dear children, keep playing the way you are and keep putting your 100% in whatever you do. As after today's match, we are going to get our two semi-finalists. You all are aware about it, isn't it? So all the best to both the teams.
We all know that how thriving the makeup industry is in the world.
with an annual turnover of about $511 billion as of 2021, with an average growth rate of 4.75% in the world. And it's pretty huge, but not everything that glitters is gold. We know some of the basic cosmetic products like powder, eyeliner or eyeshadow requires a specific type of mineral, and that mineral is mica.
Works referred by the child labor is mentally, physically, socially, as well as morally dangerous and harmful for the children. Interferes with their schooling by depriving them of the opportunity to attend school, obligating them to leave school prematurely, or requiring them to attempt to combine school attendance with excessive long and heavy work.
What do you think would be the pros and cons if the government gives full-fledged authority to these NGOs to stop child labor?
With outbursts of activism and debate around cases like Shani Shingnapur, Sabrimala, where temples were not allowing women to enter, or even the Haji Ali Shrine. The Sabrimala case is a unique one, where men from all backgrounds could enter the temple.
Me and my teammates arrived at a conclusion that both the acts, which were done by the public as well as by Abdul, were completely unethical. Talking about what Abdul did, Abdul said that he did not feel pride when the national anthem is going on. He did not feel pride to stand in the national anthem.
There might be a past, there might be a reason why Abdul did not feel pride in doing so. I mean, not standing in the respect of his own nation, for which people died in the past.
For starters, Muslims had nothing to do with this particular scenario. Just because he's a Muslim does not really affect or matter what he has done.
If you were her friend, what advice would you have given her and why?
One must never get greedy to save our personal benefits. We should work for the betterment of the whole society.
We always try to keep fun, and that affects our society. As in the case study, the girl is in dilemma of not speaking up and is affecting the whole region.
Being the head of the health department, how can you minimize the casualties in that circumstance?
Lynching is an affront to the rule of law and to the values of Constitution itself. Lynching by unruly mobs and barbaric violence arising out of instigation cannot be allowed.
They're like, we are not sure what actually the medicine is. If we give the medicine, we may get danger in also. And putting such a big population in danger would be a very bad idea. Being a leader, being a head of the nation, it is not possible to do so.
First jury member, Major General Sunil Chandra, VSM, former MD Abbas. Second member, Mrs. Indu Kanwalchik. Third member, Mr. Sanjay Yadav.
First jury member of the day, Lieutenant General UK Sharma, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal. Mrs. Lakshmi Venkatej, Head of Prince Public School, New Delhi. Mr. Jitendra Shankar Mathur, IAS.
Do you think the action of police is justified here by killing all 4 suspects?
Priyanka parking her scooter and hatched the plan to rape her. And one of them punctured the rear wheel of the doctor's scooter.
It shakes me to the core to know that every girl actually walks with that load on her mind.
The maximum sentence for murder is imprisonment or death penalty. Is rape not murder? Even if the victim survives, did you not murder her mental health? Did you not shatter her future?
what would you like to suggest to bring and condition so that dilemmas will exist, but then we should be able to counter them and come out stronger from that dilemma?
When we were young, there was a special moral science lecture, special moral science classes in the school, and it helped. It helped to calm down the whatever wrong thoughts come in mind.
Good PhD programs will even allow you a sabbatical or to allow your research work off campus, because we are a very connected world. He could have even taken a break from his PhD program, continued to do his research, and then tried to get the four sisters married.
It somewhere. It is the most awful and disheartening feeling one can ever experience, as I have experienced it myself.
Country can ever flourish, ever truly flourish, if it stifles the potential of its women and deprives itself of the contribution of half its citizens.
It is obvious that one must never choose any one of them, because we must remember the sacrifices that our parents made to educate us.
Remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in this country, but with certain duties.
To pounce and tear those boys out, we are there to take care of the parent. Right?
The government has got lots of people, they've been thinking about it. But I think the views of the generation that is actually facing the issue is very, very important.
अल्फाजों में जान होती है, इन्हीं से आरती, अरदास और अजान होती है। ये समुद्र के वह मोती हैं जनाब, ये समुद्र के वह मोती हैं जनाब, जिनसे इंसानों की पहचान होती है।
With certain objectives, which are to create awareness about the harmful effects of tobacco, to ensure the effective implementation of anti-tobacco laws.
Mr. Rishabh Shah, founder and president of world's largest youth-run organization, IIMUN, Professor Amita Jain, Mr. Nitin Gokhale.
Which is the fact that young people's brain are still technically developing, so they aren't yet fully mature. Therefore, they shouldn't be trusted with important, far-reaching decisions. Evidence thus suggests that our brains are indeed still undergoing development well into our 20s, meaning we are not fully mature until around age 25, not 18 as most age restrictions would imply.
One must consider what is really on the minds of teenagers around the country. High school, friends, games, and voting. Like, all one of these things are not like others.
What do you think are the ethical issues with reducing the voting rights?
Perhaps, but what about the responsibilities and the duties that we neglect? Even after 75 years of independence, India has not proved itself in the field of control and order.
Unfortunately, 18-year-old does not do as well, but still they have some basic understanding of the world, some experience and political understanding. I believe we 16-year-olds have ideas and beliefs which are strong, but idealism turns into reality.
By adults who are capable of taking a decision not just for individual interest, but by taking collectively into consideration
the level of standards of living, the bigger questions of survival, livelihoods may impact on political thought, may impact on, let's say, political choices, or even the indifference
Racism is the injustice or discrimination done by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people who belongs to a particular racial or ethnic group, which is a minority or marginalized. This case study highlights the clear code of ethics, which includes good sportsmanship, and also the player keep his or her coaches, his teammates, other players, fans, and officials treated equally regardless caste, gender, race, and expected to be treated accordingly.
I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. I want to, and here is the answer of this your moderated man's question.
When it comes to what you did mention, and I'm quite intrigued because a lot of these pseudo celebrities or some who actually have millions of following, some who I know actually, they don't know me, that's the problem, but some who I know and I closely observe is all of these people not necessarily conducting themselves in the most appropriate manner.
Continuing with some golden words of Nelson Mandela, no one is born in a hate, no one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin, their religion, or their background.
Racism in India, it can be seen in a wider range. Racism is not just related to color, it is related to caste, color, creed, gender.
It gives me immense pleasure to start the auspicious day by extending a very cordial welcome to Honorable Chief Guest of today's event, Mrs. Eena Joshi, Regional President, AWA Northern Command. Ma'am's heart and soul always lies in children, and ma'am has always provided new opportunities to the students so that they can explore and enhance their learning skills. Ma'am has been the initiative taker and the torch bearer behind the whole planning, development and execution of Ethics Bowl in Army Public Schools of Northern Command. We all are aware that from past few weeks, you all were working very hard from day and night to reach the finals of Northern Command Inter-Army Public Schools Ethics Bowl 2021. And now the moment has come for which you all have been preparing so hard. Yes, it is the declaration of the winner of Northern Command Inter-Army Public School Ethics Bowl 2021. I know your heart must be beating very fast. So hold your breath, everyone, as I'm going to announce the results. I'm going to announce the name of the winner. The winner of the Northern Command Inter-Army Public Schools Ethics Bowl 2021 is Army Public School, Udhampur. It's Army Public School, Udhampur.
दर्द, गम, दर्द जो भी है बस तेरे अंदर है. खुद के बनाए पिंजरे से निकल कर देख, तू भी एक सिकंदर है. मैं ईना जोशी, रीजनल प्रेसिडेंट आवा नॉर्दर्न कमांड, आप सब बच्चों को कांग्रेचुलेशंस बोलना चाहती हूँ. टू द विनर्स एंड टू ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, टीचर्स, पेरेंट्स and all who stood with the children at every level, at every stage, inspiring them, motivating them, and encouraging them. Thank you so much, all of you from Northern Command family. As I have been always saying, Northern Command team rocks. याद रखना, सपने तुम्हारे हैं तो पूरा भी तुम ही करोगे. ना ही हालात तुम्हारे हिसाब से होंगे और ना ही लोग. जिंदगी में अंधेरेपन से कभी मत घबराना, क्योंकि तारे अक्सर अंधेरे में ही चमकते हैं। ब्रांड को पहनो नहीं, अपने आप को खुद एक ब्रांड बनाओ। थैंक यू एंड जय हिंद।
आए हो निभाने को जब किरदार जमी पर, कुछ ऐसा कर चलो कि जमाना मिसाल दे। आप लोगों ने इस पर मिसाल दी है। ऑल द स्कूल्स पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन दिस कंपटीशन, आप लोगों ने मिसाल दी है।
I am very grateful to Mrs. Sita Doshi. I'm really grateful, ma'am, that I got a chance to be part of this entire brainstorming kind of a session. And this has been one very amazing experience for me also.
You all must have seen when you want to make a new friend, what you look at, not the face or the height or the color of the person. You look at his or her values. And that's when you say we click together or we gel together. Boys and girls, we should take the ownership of making our society and in turn our planet a beautiful world where all persons can live a life with respect and dignity without any fears in their mind.
Legendary football coach Venice Lombardi once said, "Leaders are not born, they are made." Regional President our Nadan Command, Mrs. Uina Joshi, envisioned future leaders to be morally upright through the medium of Ethics Bowl, which was fructified into Nadan Command Inter-Army Public Schools Ethics Bowl 2021. So lucky are the students of APS Nadan Command, isn't it? I take this occasion to thank our Regional President Ava, who bestowed upon Education Committee Nadan Command the responsibility.
With this, we have reached the end of this epic closing ceremony of Nadan Command Inter-Army Public Schools Ethics Bowl 2021.